Hello, Pisces. Welcome. Is this thing on? Yeah. So Pisces, my name is Tiffany. This is the Feminine Inquisition. We are doing your reading for the month of May for Taurus season. I hope that you're well, and I'm glad that you're here. We're just going to see what the cards say in general. Not going to make a big to-do or big structure for the reading. We'll see what it is that you might need to know and why using several decks for this season. This is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, or any Pisces placements in someone else that you want to check up on. If there is something here that serves you, please do give a like, share, or comment. Now let's just get started. For Pisces, please, Spirit, show me what it is that they need to see, that they need to know. What are we going to get into today? Please and thank you. So you can see everything from the overhead. Sometimes I let the cards spit out, and sometimes I pull them from the top. I don't actually know what I do until I do the thing I do. Show me, please, what do we need to know for Pisces, for Taurus season? Please and thank you. I got the Page of Air, the Messenger of Fire. Messengers here in this deck are knights. The Hierophant, okay. The Moon, the Six of Fire. Fire is wands. This is the good tarot. It's all about the elements, so you'll have to find the equivalent. I will also say it. Swords is air. Pentacles is earth. Wands is fire. Cups are water, in case you didn't know. Now, I've got the Page of Air with the Messenger of Fire. That's the Page of Swords and the Knight of Wands. So someone who wants to learn something, someone wants to see something, someone wants to be in observation, and then someone else who doesn't really care about the details and just wants to burn it down, needs to go, got to go. But then it's followed by the Hierophant. So interestingly enough, I think that this has to do with some structure. What that structure may be, I don't know. But Hierophant, as you can see, is not the only major arcana here. We are followed by the Moon. The Moon. And the Devil is at the bottom of the deck. It's called Temptation in this deck. Now, for the Hierophant to be there, and we know him as the authority, right? The Hierophant, giving us permission to pass, telling us what the structures are for our value system, what the faith is that we procure, and how we deliver that faith, how we profess what it is that we believe in, right? And a belief is just a repeated thought. So the Hierophant is not actually open to miracles himself, but in the sense that he just repeats the miracles that have already been recorded. And that's what makes him antiquated. That's what kind of makes him a little grumpy and rigid. Now, the Moon is all about the fears and also the wild desires. It's the unknown. It's what we can't see. So fears and hopes in one. Interesting. If the Moon is the mystery and the Hierophant is the decoder of mysteries, there's something that you're unlocking here. And it's interesting that it should be such high energies, but preceded by such low-level court cards, right? The Page of Swords, yeah, he's ambitious in the sense that he wants to learn something, but one page is not going to tell you a full story, right? One page isn't even going to tell you what goes on in that chapter. It's not even going to finish the dialogue between 2, 3, 4 people. Now, after the Moon, I've got the Six of Fire and the Two of Air. That's Six of Wands, Two of Swords. Six of Wands would be the great victory from the combat, from the chaos, from the competition, from the collaboration of the Five of Wands, if we will get there. And because the Six is showing up, you will, depending on where you are in the timeline. But for you to come out in such high victory after having gone through the Moon, to still be at the Two of Swords where you have to make decisions, something about this success changes things. The Devil. Does this success go to your head? Does it trip up your ego? Do you get yourself involved with some people? Did you make a partnership along the way? Did you get mixed in completing this journey that then you find yourself not exactly content? I don't know what is tempting you. I don't know what fears are going to be triggered by that Devil card that's here. And I don't really have a lot of self-possession on this table. So, you know, Pisces, you are not, you're not showing up here in terms of any cups, but I do have the moon, which is water. So the moon obviously rules Pisces in tarot. So it's a Piscean card. And so there's victory. It's not like it's foreign territory, but then, as I say, you end up in the Two of Swords. So something is shown to you that makes you victorious, but definitely is predicated on you making a choice. So I'm going to go right here because I don't know what this is. For Pisces, please, let's go. Let's get into it. What's the Two of Swords? There's a choice that needs to be made. What's the Two of Swords? For Pisces, what's the Two of Swords? And it has to do with something maybe that you no longer are going to abide by. Two of Swords is falling underneath the Hierophant. So let's learn. Show me, what's the Two of Swords here? In Spirit, you can show me whenever you want. Or you can show me the two individual swords so that I can better understand the decision. The Two of Swords, please. The Devil again. That's 2 times the Devil's here. There is something that is tempting you, and it has to do with the star. It has to do with the vision, the dream, your connection. Maybe it has to do with stardom. Maybe there's something that you get publicly recognized for, and that triggers you, and it sends you reeling because it's something that you really hope for. You really always wanted this recognition, this public success, this great victory, but actually it's terrifying to be out there seen by all these people. I don't know. Let's keep going. What else? Why the Devil? Thank you. The Sun. Yeah, there's something here about a greater level of consciousness, the light, the limelight, the brightness. It's hot. When the sun shows you something, it's blinding. What else? Two of Swords, please. Two of Swords, please. You have to let go of something. You have to let go of a childlike maybe notion. Knight of Wands. That's 2 times the Knight of Wands is here. Maybe this has to do with passion, desire, eroticism. There is a childlike nature, of course, that has to do with the sun, but the sun is also Leo, which is sexual play, sexual nature. And if you're letting go of something, letting go of your inhibitions, the Devil would tempt you to be able to freely express yourself and to own your desire. Like I said, the self-possession, I didn't have a sense of that. I didn't feel it. Yes, the moon is the Piscean card, but there weren't very demonstrative cards here of action, putting will into practice. There's the structure, the Hierophant of how things ought to be. And then there was the fears, the hopes, the victory, and the choice, with the temptation now 2 times running in the background. So maybe there's someone that's stirring some sexual desire in you, and or you just have some fire that is burning high and you want to put it out there. I don't know. You want to let go of your inhibitions. So I'm just going to go right there and continue this. What is Pisces letting go of in Taurus season? And I know that Taurus season has been rather slow. So maybe like in April, you were out there single, ready to mingle, and maybe you were meeting people and you were having a good time, and then maybe the well ran dry. I don't know. What is Pisces letting go of? Show me, please. What does Pisces let go of? What is Pisces letting go of? Ooh. So that's your card, as you know. Hierophant again. Very interesting. Very interesting. Maybe someone took your softness, your subtle ways, your dreamy way to receive, to surrender, to submit. Maybe they took it as something that could be dominated. And while maybe being dominated is something that you're really into and it's very exciting, that doesn't make you weak. So I think that there is a level of resourcefulness, confidence that is backing this effort, this part of your identity right now. You're letting go of the idea that you can't be confident in this arena. You're letting go of the idea that maybe being alone, I don't really know. I mean, because the nine of Pentacles is super confident, capable. It's a very independent energy, and the High Priestess is you, and it's mute, and it's also the deep understanding, the deep knowing of the truth. But the Hierophant here, let's see what the rest is underneath. Okay, the Hierophant, the Knight of Pentacles, the Justice. Wow. That's a slow approach to finding balance. And then I have the Four of Cups to the Four of Swords. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 fours are on the table. 4 is a holding pattern. So there again, we're talking about blockages. A blockage in what? Reciprocity. We're talking about a blockage in I have this strong need to understand whether or not you are allowing the sensuality, putting too much an emphasis on sensuality as it exists within the structure of the Hierophant. Perhaps you have been up till this point, you have put your desires on the back burner and you've been fulfilling the desires of some person that you are with, a partnership perhaps, because you thought that was the way to get in the end what you wanted. But you're finding your confidence, perhaps you're finding your voice. You have not necessarily been unhappy, but you're not completely thrilled. So much of what you want has been put to bed, has been buried, because it has no application. And there's this cold way in which the King of Pentacles, this is earth, and then the Hierophant is also earth, right? So you've been in observation. You started the reading with the Page of Swords. You've been a low, very small amount of effort to understand or to express your passion. Knight of Wands. Your fire burns bright, but there is some inhibitions that were released or will be released in this season. And it has to do with temptation. It has to do with confidence. And it has to do with this success of this Six of Wands. The success from the moon. Well, there's something in the moon. Let's learn. What do you find out? Show me the moon. We'll work our way back here to understand what's in the moon. For Pisces, 6 cards. What is in the moon? So you manifested the King of Pentacles, and you manifested this chance to really say and speak your truth, speak your piece. You've had a lot of time and energy to think about what reciprocity means and the vision that you have for a relationship, because we saw the Four of Wands previously. We have the Star here now. The Star is followed by the Ten of Wands. The relationship as you have seen it and as you have lived it are two different things. This relationship is not living up to your expectations, and the burdens are heavy. Now, you feel as though you have been true in terms of trying to heal all of your emotional projections. And you feel that there's things that you'd like to say, even though you manifested this king, there's things that you'd like to say because it's confusing. It's confusing for what it was that you had wished for. It's confusing for what you had manifested, and it might be confusing for what you had agreed upon, as we had justice already on the table. Now, I say that because the Two of Cups is here. There is an exchange. There's something that has been a promise, a vow of sorts, a responsibility in what it means to connect and give to another person, and to call in wish fulfillments, to be humble, to be honest, to be open to new experiences of an emotional nature, to be giving, and to receive, right, without demanding. That's you. Saturn in Pisces, Pisces also. So the distortion here is reflecting on so there is a maybe, because this is Jupiter in Pisces, and this is how you expand, because you really thought that this was, perhaps it could run for many groups. Perhaps you were waiting to have some sort of concept of a child, whether that be actually getting pregnant, adopting, maybe starting a family through some pets. But there is a chance in which there is a brand new experience that you have together, and it's a wish fulfillment that you do together. There's also a level of codependency that can be present in the Nine of Cups when it shows up. And so the Nine of Cups followed by the Five of Swords means that you feel as though there was some emotional manipulation, that someone had presented that you were getting precisely what it is that you wanted, but in the end, no. And that's why it didn't actually serve. And so from the Nine of Cups, we walk it back. Let's go back to the drawing board where I was thinking about what I wanted, because you must remember, in the Eight of Cups is when you actually have a lot, right? From 8 to 10 is not too many left. It's just 2. So you have a lot of cups, but there is this dissatisfaction that something is not serving you. Something does not fit anymore. And so you need to recognize that when this person leaves, it's because they've told themselves, I want more, and I believe that there is more, and I'm going to have to leave what I have to go get it. And from here is how you find the Ninth Cup. But in the order of these cards as they showed up is you leave the Ninth Cup to go back to the drawing board, because you feel there is some lies, some backtalk, some, subterfuge. And so there is this hanged man position, again, Piscean card, Piscean energy. There's this hanged man. When we find the hanged man in a reading, it's a moment where we are shocked, where we really suspend time and for a moment just take a breather to look at things, feel them, see, what did we miss? How can we not miss anything else? How many angles can I take a look at this, and what can I understand? And it's the hangman hung upside down, and you learn a little bit more truths about yourself, like, what are my hang-ups? How did I get myself into this scenario from the very first place? Wheel of Fortune. So there's a completion here. We have the Ten of Wands. You're done with the burden. You're done with the heavy lifting, the emotional labor. And maybe this devil is also kind of some tyrannical energy. Let's get into that. I don't know what the devil is, but I'm curious now. Right. So when I say manipulation because of the Five of Swords, it's just that because the moon is here, it means that someone understands your hopes and fears. And so they're able to tap into that. And that's what the devil does. Can I see this devil? And that's why you're stuck in this Two of Swords, torn between two directions. Can I please... because it feels good, but it also feels bad at the same time. And while you're like, you are one of these signs that has this duality to it, the two fish. It's not an uncomfortable place for you. You understand the wisdom of contradiction. I just think that it's a lot of emotional labor. So can I see this devil? Which is why you're showing me the 10 of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, 8 of Cups, and the 2 of Swords. Can I see this devil, please? Thank you. The Hangman. Can I see this devil, please? That just flipped, but we'll see. 8 of Swords. Someone maybe took your voice away. They didn't allow you to speak. Can I see this devil, please? One more time. Can I see this devil, please? Show me the devil. Either one. Temptation or the devil. Thank you. So the Star, and this is the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so we saw the King of Pentacles, right? So the Star and the Queen of Pentacles would mean that, again, going back to this vision, we've seen the Star already. There was this dream from the moon, your hopes about this dream of being this queen for that king. And yet it's not working. You're doing all of it. Even the suspending now. The time where you might be in no contact, or you might just be thinking it over. You're recognizing that all the effort is one-sided. I'm just going to play out what's at the bottom of the deck here. The devil, the 9 of earth. We saw that again. So the devil tempts and takes away from your independence and your steadfast and consistent contribution to you of an independent nature. Temptation, 9 of earth. The 10 of swords. You're done with that shit. The world. That's 2 times that message comes through back to back. The Knight of Swords. You're going to make right. Get the message out there. 6 of water. Yeah. Whatever it was that was joyful, that you found, that you leaned in, that you treasured in this 6 of cups, you're finding that there is no way. You'd have to cut through this bullshit. You have to send out the message. You have to talk through and talk to about these endings, because there's no way that your confidence can be compromised. 4 of earth. Yeah, that's that letting go. So I think you're letting go, not necessarily of a sexual nature. And I'm sorry, I got that message from the very beginning. And maybe this person and you have a very chemical connection, and it's combustive with the Knight of Wands several times, and the devil, right? They know how to get you instantly on fire. But the point is that you're letting go of the chains of this connection. It's not working. You feel that it's toxic. You feel that it's, you feel that it has a hold on you in a negative way. And you recognize that part of that is because you had so much hope and star power tied up to it because of the way that you projected into the future, your hopes of what it would look like. That's the sun. The sun offering you the perspective, the brightness to see things for what they really are. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Oh, man. So much to say. Can you hear her? Let's use the Osho Zen to see how you feel about it or where this is going. Any outcome energy? Any outcome energy? Can I see the outcome here? 6 cards. Oh. The 5 of Pentacles, the Strength, the Page of Pentacles, the 4 of Cups. The 4 of Pentacles, the 7 of Pentacles, so many Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. Again, the Wheel of Fortune. So you're changing this out. You're going to spin again and see what comes out the next time. And you're going to do it by taking yourself to a very simple place. You're going to keep your distance, right? The 5 of Pentacles. You're going to stay on the outside, and you're going to use the strength that you can to see this as part of your adventure, part of what it means to have experience bit by bit. Take it as something that you can learn from. And 4 of Pentacles to the 7 of Pentacles, I think that the next time that this big Ace of Wands, this big D energy comes through, whatever sexual fire that tempts you, you're going to know that you're going to move slowly. You're going to take your time. The lesson that you learned is that you cannot move fast like this. It never gets you to the place that you are looking to get. And where you might be looking to get is to this long-term successful marriage. You showed me the Hierophant 2 times, and you showed me the Justice. So whether this is your spouse and you're now saying, I can't be in this union anymore, or you were hoping that this person would be one candidate for you to move towards a higher level of commitment, you're recognizing moving fast like this never gets you to that place. So slow and steady is the course of action that you're going to take going forward. And that's why you're going to observe your passion as the Hierophant would, giving permission or not. Can I have some advice? We're going to pull from Moonology just to finish and close out this reading. Advice for Pisces, please. Yeah. Wow. First one is void of course moon, and this says nothing will come of this situation. A fiery climax approaches and you're very close to achieving your goal. So you have already determined that nothing good will come from this nothing good. I added that. You've already determined that nothing will come from this situation. So you've already made the decision, but it does take time for you to, whatever that 5 of Pentacles, whatever that world, whatever that 10 of Swords looks like, right? That's a conversation, that's a move out, that's I didn't think that you were going to be like this, I thought our relationship was moving in this direction, etc. So a fiery climax approaches for that conversation, and then you're very close to achieving your goal, is having this kind of completion of knowing yourself better, so that when the moon does kick in and you feel very emotionally charged and sexually vibrant about a connection, that you can move in a more slow, deliberate, and controlled manner. Adjustments are required. Yeah. Okay, well, I hope that something here has resonated for you and yours. Please leave me a comment, share, and subscribe. If there's anything at all that you'd like to tell me, please. And until next time, I hope that you stay well. Ciao.